I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here is coming back, and apparently it is sort of neo-feudal, stripped down, and supposedly there's a competition at the beginning, and whoever wins it gets to live in the castle, and who doesn't has to sleep in a tent or something. One could argue that it's reflecting this sort of lockdown society or austerity. And it probably does, but it doesn't mean that this actual competition, this actual TV show is any less ambiguous, any less a confusion of real winning and losing any more than before. In fact, because it attempts to be sort of stark and win-lose, it'll be even more ambiguous, as in so close but and yet so far. So we have the sense of the win-lose of the medieval period, because it's in a Welsh castle. We can quickly say that none of this is about real winning and losing, because it's all consumed by the audience, who are basically not involved in the winning and losing. It doesn't matter to them who wins a Tucker trial or whatever they call it. But that's pretty basic, and I've talked about that before. Here we have a sort of layer cake of different kinds of ambiguity. So the celebrities there, in a sense, I mean, they're trying to win, but in a sense they're already losing, in the sense that they're suffering the humiliation of actually being on this program and having to do these trials, and potential embarrassment, and a certain amount of discomfort. So they're already losing in a sense, so their winning is already ambiguated. But you can also say that they're already kind of winning anyway, because they're getting paid, and they like to be on front of the TV screen, and they like to get famous. So in that sense, they're winning anyway. As soon as the camera lights on their face, they're already winning. And for a lot of the people who've been in the business for a while, I guess it's going to be just another day in repertory in a northern town. It's just the usual bittersweet, ambiguous life of a working actor or actress. Anyway, we could say from the beginning, from the get-go, that the actual indignities and discomforts are not, it's not like having your legs sawn off. They're not going to be really losing. So their losing isn't really losing, but of course their winning isn't necessarily winning. But it goes a bit further than that. The more they lose, if they lose gracefully, if they become memorable in their losing, then they win. And if they start bragging because they become king of the castle or whatever, then they'll lose, because they'll lose popularity. And the worst thing that can happen is for them to be boring, and the winners will be presumably boring braggarts by the time they finish. So we already see a few inversions and confusions of winning and losing, ambiguations. I think there's another kind of ambiguity that's slipping in as well, because authenticity is not what it was. Oh, so-and-so is and celebrity isn't what it is. Oh, so-and-so is a national treasure, because you can be a national treasure one day and then say some sort of N-word or whatever, or brush by some waitress in a crowded bar, and it's all over. Everything reverses instantly. So they're chasing a fame that is kind of getting more and more tacky and more ambiguous. So again, winning and losing is becoming confused. On the other hand, of course, there's an even bigger market for trashy fame. So that reverses that reversal. Obviously, if you win the entire game, you're guaranteed a seat or a slot at the table of one of these daytime TV shows or morning TV shows to talk about your time in the castle or whatever it is. So that's a win. But of course, you might still not be the most popular person, and the most popular person might be the person who lost and was interesting and captured the hearts of the nation, the imaginations, and the sympathy. In which case, losing is the new winning. Now, obviously, there's still some sort of element of feudalism and winning and losing are severely demarcated right at the beginning. Presumably, you're going to have a load of people in the cold outside the castle. You're going to have people in the castle who are warm and stuff like that. But nobody really takes the comforts very seriously, and nobody takes the humiliations and the Tucker trials or whatever seriously. And nobody really feels sorry for anybody who's had a load of worms tipped over them. Nobody remembers it. What they do remember is when people crack up. That's the only time when you could say that the winning and losing thing kicks in. We all remember the Big Brother. When it started, people weren't really prepared for what it was going to do to them. And a few people, one guy tried to escape the actual Big Brother house. Another person started writing, I hate it here. Yeah, so that's the moment when they truly forget that the cameras are there and they're truly in sort of agony. And you could say there's a kind of winning and losing going on there because somebody's losing, but then again, you know, you can make a career out of that because people remember it. So nobody really loses out. Nobody loses an eye or an arm or a leg or whatever, and they might get wheeled out with nutritional problems or something, but nothing really happens. So there's no real winning and no real losing here in the castle experienced by the celebrities, and obviously there's no real winning and losing going on with the actual audience who aren't there, who aren't involved anyway. So how can they win and lose from it? So it's another day in simulation, clown world, whatever, and it's not actually a castle in the Faustian medieval sense, not anymore. I'm a Celebrity is obviously a competition format with trials, etc., but it's also a popularity contest. So it's already a hybrid form of winning and losing. First of all, the celebrities are trying to vie for the approval of a extremely degraded audience that's been degraded precisely by this kind of fodder. And reflecting that sort of perverse audience, you have a situation in which a celebrity might think that they're extremely popular because people keep voting them in to stay in the jungle, or in this case the castle, to fight it out, only because, not because they are liked by the public, but because the public don't like them and I want them to experience more trials. So the celebrities never really know whether they've got the public vote, whether they're winning in a sense. And even in their attempt to become popular, they don't really know what is going to make them popular because it's a degraded audience. Sometimes the bitch, the snarky bitch, becomes popular with the audience. So that's completely ambiguous, and also the fact that you have a situation in which your personality may be skewed by the producers because not everything is shown. So the editors can decide whether you're going to be popular or not, and therefore whether you're going to win or not, even though you're actually putting an effort into doing all the trials. So things can be going in reverse, and these celebrities don't even know it. Just as they're often gaslighted in some sort of weird trick that is set up for them. So it's a very ambiguous format. You could say the celebrities are really hostage to chance, in the sense that they're hostage to the whim of the producer, the whim of the audience, as well as being hostage within the castle or jungle or wherever they are. So they are unable to force their will in any particular meaningful way. So we can say that I'm a Celebrity is a sort of layer cake of ambiguities, and it's a sort of mess of detritus of confused winning and losing. If it's car crash television, it's the concertina of the difference between winning and losing. And this is the sort of ambiguity stirred offal that is served up to the masses. So, to sum up, I'm a Celebrity is offal for the plebs and a travesty of competition. But someone might well accuse me of creating a straw man here. For the essence of I'm a Celebrity is not competition or trials, but seeing the personalities of celebrities, well known from other places and presumably used to a degree of control and comfort in their lives, under pressure facing novel challenges. One wants to analyse how they react to them, and then compare the new revealed personality to the one that we have previously become accustomed to. We want to see how they react to the indignities of humiliation and deprivation, and what friends and enemies they will make along the way with other celebrities in a similar predicament. These revelations of the deep self and moments of truth often have hilarious consequences, aided and amplified by the natural comedic instincts of the familiar presenters Ant and Dec. All this is perfectly true, and to be fair, I'm a Celebrity delivers on this remit. But that in a sense makes it all the worse, at least as regards what interests us here. That is, I'm a Celebrity is clear psyop against the clarity of the difference between winning and losing, that would, in a state of nature, enable the ambitious strong man to have something to aim at. For I'm a Celebrity is a competition that is no competition at all. Instead of a revelation and celebration of the ambition and skill of the strong man, we have the will to power of Wayne Sleep. And, of course, what is often behind all this psychology, revelation and laughter is the ritual humiliation of the celebrity himself, a kind of quasi-high brought low, the implicitly degraded e-celeb explicitly degraded. In this case, I'm a Celebrity is offal poured over the heads of celebrities and metaphysically poured over the heads of the masses that have been induced into the self-degradation that is voyeurism and schadenfreude. But in truth, I'm a Celebrity is not really about the humiliation of bodies, personalities, and their precarious sense of dignity. Rather, it is offal poured over the great game of winning and losing.